Well, Troy, first of all, congratulations, Forest Green Rovers head coach. How does that sound?
It's still a little bit crazy, a little bit mad, but happy for the opportunity. I think, first of all, I want to say thank you to the ownership for giving me trust and obviously just allowing me the opportunity. Could have easily went somewhere else, but clearly they seen or heard something that they liked, so thank you for the opportunity. And then secondly, just want to place on record my personal thanks for Dave and Lou. They taught me an awful lot in such a short space of time, especially with a real difficult period around it. So for that, I'll always be thankful, and I wish them all the best in what they do moving forward.
Absolutely, and today has been a crazy day for yourself, but I want to take you back to yesterday and how that all unfolded from your memory.
No, so I was actually going out for the day, going on some courses to learn some different pieces from Mercedes F1. My phone rang just before 10 o'clock to tell me that Dave and Lou had been relieved of their job, to then ask if I could come into Ecotricity for around about 2 o'clock to have a chat about moving forward. I don't really know what happened over the next 15 minutes, but somehow I ended up accepting the job without really knowing the ins and outs of it. But the opportunity presented itself, and I feel like managerial jobs don't come around often, so you have to weigh up the pros and the cons. I feel like I know the problems because I've been in here, so I can try and fix it. We tried to fix it in a way that David and Lou thought was best, but now I've got the opportunity to do it in a way that I think will work best for us. And yeah, really excited, and obviously an opportunity I could never turn down.
And you will have spoken to the players this morning and this afternoon. What have you said to them, and how have they responded so far?
Obviously, they've always got to respond well. Anyone who knows football, you always get that little bit of a boost at first day. Everyone wants to enjoy the manager, hear the new ideas, all of those different things. But fundamentally, it was about understanding them as people. Like, they're all good footballers, right? So why are they in this position? Why are we in this position? And now, instead of it being excuse driven and because of this and because of that, and if we did this, it's like, let's just do. So we're going to go with a clear identity. Fans will see that from tomorrow. We will go after people. We will try and entertain, as well as being solid and making sure that we don't concede the same kind of goals that we've been conceding of late, while getting a lot more shots and a lot more crosses. That's the aim. Obviously, being a striker myself, and Ned, who's come in with me as well, being a striker, we want to look at trying to get the ball in the box a lot more, get more crosses, get more shots, and see if we can cause people problems.
And you joined as player coach 4 months ago. What have you learned in that period, and I guess throughout your career as a whole, that makes you ready to be head coach of a team?
Well, you'll never know if you're ready. That's the point until you've done it afterwards. I'm sure Duncan Ferguson thought he was ready. He did a lot of time at Everton coaching, and it turned out that he wasn't for this particular role. I think for where I am at, and a mantra I've had in my life is, you'll never be ready, but be ready. So there's never a perfect time to take the job. Just ask Wayne Rooney at Birmingham, do you know what I mean? He took over a job that was sixth, and now he's under pressure because he's not kept them sixth, even though there was overachieving. And normally you take over a club that's struggling, and after conversations with the wife and the kids about how we're going to do this, and obviously, as you can see, it's really late outside, and this is just the first day. There's a lot of sacrifice that comes into doing this, but anybody who knows me knows that I ain't backing down from any challenge. And just because we are second bottom of League Two, actually gets the blood flowing a little bit more, and it's a wonderful club, and I feel like we can get it moving, and it has to get moving from tomorrow, no more in Jan or in April or wherever it is now.
And what does Troy Deeney, the head coach, look like?
Stressed, probably. No, the coach looks a bit more reserved, but passionate, emotional, wants the will to win, and we'll leave no stone unturned in regards to getting the best results, not just for me, but for the whole building. You've been around, I suppose it's easier when other people talk for you, but there's been a change in a day. We spoke to, other than 2 players, we spoke to every single player individually today, get what they wanted out of it, what they want out of the season, and made them make some targets. So I feel like as players you need accountability, right, for what you say. And for staff, we're always accountable because fundamentally I could get sacked at the end of it. But I need to hold the players accountable for what they said they were going to deliver, and we can move forward from there. It starts tomorrow. We don't have a lot of time in terms of change, in terms of coaching sessions, but actually that might be a good thing. There's less time to think and we just go and get after it.
Aside from winning football matches, what needs to change here from what you've seen over the last 4 and a bit months?
Oh, there's no way I can say this without it coming across bad. So the reality is of where we are. In the last 2 years, 2 and a bit years, we've won 19, drew 12, lost 51. That's the reality. We're used to losing. Now, I don't really like looking on the past, but you have to look at your past to evaluate where you're going to be in your future, right? And at the minute, from a footballing perspective, we're not looking too good. So we have to acknowledge that. I showed that to the players this morning, just to not to scare them, but to say, you know, the beauty of it is the next slide was 0, 0, 0, and that's where we are under myself currently. My first managerial game, I want to win. I'm going to give all of my efforts into making sure the lads are clear on their jobs, they understand what they're doing, and then getting the fan bases and getting the community involved. When I say community, I mean the staff. We've made a few changes to get all the staff from the stadium involved. And yeah, this is a family club and a community club, but we're not little Forest Green that everyone doesn't know about. We're Forest Green that everybody knows about. So we have to act like that, put our shoulders back a little bit and stick our chest out and go to war. And that starts tomorrow.
These players have been used to a particular style of football so far this season. So how much are you going to stamp your own playing style down on the team?
We'll see tomorrow. They'll be watching this, so I can't tell them, but we'll see. There's going to be a change. So there's going to be quite a few changes. Yeah, and then based on today, if we can continue what we did in training, again, training's easy, there's no one watching, there's no pressure, there's no live League Two player that's trying to take your head off because he wants to go and win as well. So if we could do what we did today in training with the application and the intensity that we saw today, we'll be more than all right, more than all right.
And you've brought in Ned Kelly as your assistant. Can you just explain a little bit about what he's going to bring to the group?
Experience. He's a straight talker. If you've bumped into him, I'm sure the next time you get him on one of these, you'll see that he loves to talk about him winning a golden boot. He'll tear your ears off with that one. But fundamentally, mate, he's used to winning. I think he's had 8 promotions under different managers from League 2, League 1 and Championship. He's worked with Neil Warnock, Billy Davis, Dean Smith. So he's been around the block with different types of managers. But he's going to be the sounding board for me. Try and keep a lot of the pressure off me, because the biggest and the hardest thing I've been told about management is keeping your head on the goal, because there's so many, as you know, moving plates around. You're trying to make sure this person's happy, that person's happy, you're giving that person enough time, but we lose our focus on the actual pitch stuff, and I don't want to lose that, because that's where we've got to change everything.
A question I know a lot of fans will be asking is, what does this mean for you as a player?
Yeah, I don't know yet. I don't know. Just means we've got to be really good in January. Ideally, we'd like to move away from it and progress into a new stage of my career, but I think I'd be very naive as well to say that I know I can add value to the club in this very short period between now and Jan, where we can add players. And there's a lot of games in a short amount of time. So, yeah, I'll still be around for a little while, but I don't really want to be playing myself if I don't have to. We've got young people like Ollie, Tyrese, Matty Stevens is back there, Callum Morton. That should be enough to get us through these games. But if needed, I have to keep myself fit and ready to go.
and a real baptism of fire with 4 games in 11 days.
Yeah.
I suppose, what's your message to the supporters at this time, and how ready are you for this period?
Well, the biggest thing we need to do is thank them, because they've still been travelling, and I know it's been really difficult to watch and to see, and no one wants to see their team losing all the time. The most hardened of FGR fan will be tested. Yourself, you're the biggest FGR fan that I know, will be tested until trying to be positive and keep the faith. My message to them is, come tomorrow and see a difference. That would be my message. If you don't see a difference tomorrow, please shout at me as much as you want. I'm there, I hear everything, but I think we'll see a big reaction tomorrow. That's not guaranteeing a win by any stretch of the imagination, but we'll definitely go there looking to win, with options of how to win, and then options off the bench, which has not been a luxury for a long time.